Hello, we're going to continue with compound interest today, but this time we're going to look at non-annual compounding. So what to do if the compounding is not per year. So just to recap from the last lesson, we have our formula at the top. This is our compound interest formula, where A is the total amount, P is the principal, rate is the percent written as a decimal, N is the number of times compounded per year, and T was our time number in years. So last lesson we looked at annual compounding, so we just made n equals 1. But what do we do if something is not compounded annually? Now I will explain how compounding actually works in a different video, but what do we do if we get a question where it's not annual? Well, the first thing we need to do is just remember these definitions I gave you a few videos ago. Just remember, annual means 1, semi-annual means 2, quarterly means 4 times a year, monthly means 12 times a year, weekly is 52, and daily we say is 365. So just remember these words because they will help you work out what compounding to use. Here's an example. So Grace invests $5,000 in her bank account at a compound interest rate of 3% per year, compounded monthly for 10 years. How much will Grace have in her bank account after 10 years? So the first thing we do is look at our formula again and we get up our letters and we fill in what we know. Well, we know that we don't know A. We know the principal is 5,000. We know the rate's going to be 0.03. Now, if something happens monthly, if you go to a barbecue monthly, how many barbecues a year do you go to? Well, you'd go to 12. So, because it's compounded monthly and there's 12 months in a year, I'm going to use 12 as the compounding period. And time is still 10 years. I'm going to substitute those numbers into the formula just like before. And optional, of course, you can simplify it a little further if you really want to, but your calculator should be able to work it out. And hopefully you'll get $6,746.77. So the use of the formula is exactly the same as annual. The only difference is we're just changing that N value to be something else depending on the situation. I'm pretty confident in your abilities to understand how this formula works now, so could you give this question a go? So Michael borrows $2,000 from the bank for a holiday. The bank charges a compound interest rate of 3.4% per year, compounded quarterly for 2 years. How much will Michael have to repay at the end of the loan? Here's your formula. Here's the letters. I want you to try to pause the video and work it out. Good luck. Okie dokie, hopefully you've given it a go. Let's see how it turned out. So first of all, again, we don't know the amount, but we do know the principal is $2,000. We know the rate is 0.034. We know that this is going to be 4 times a year because if something happens quarterly, think of a quarter of a chicken from, your favorite restaurant. It's chopped into 4 pieces. So quarterly means 4. And time was 2 years. So again, we just substitute the numbers in, either use your calculator or you can go a step further if you really want, but we should get $2,140.12 as our answer. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions about how compound interest works, ask me down below. Apart from that, have an awesome day.